Hurricane season is upon us. Find out what you can do to be prepared. The open carry bill makes another appearance in the House, and our drones an invasion of privacy. I'm Brandon Jones, and this is News 20 at 5. When Hurricane Hermine hit Tallahassee in 2016, it was the first major hurricane since Kate in 1985. With hurricane season beginning June 1st, local officials are urging Tallahassee residents to be prepared. The National Hurricane Center is predicting an above-average season with up to 17 named storms, 9 of which are expected to develop into hurricanes. The city will be hosting a disaster survival guide on June 3rd at the center of Tallahassee. After the deadly Strozier Library shooting on the campus of Florida State in December of 2015, a proposal was made to allow guns on college and university campuses. In 2016, the House overwhelmingly approved the campus carry bill, and it moved into the Senate before being vetoed by Senate Judiciary Committee Chair Miguel Diaz de la Portilla. The bill was again sent to the House in 2017 by Senate President Joe Negron, but it failed to make it out of the House. Drones have become a controversial topic. Some are saying the unmanned aerial vehicles are violations of privacy and very dangerous for airplanes and helicopters alike. According to the FAA, drone users must notify them when and exactly how high they will be flying. Perhaps surprisingly, a law passed last week requires recreational users to register their drone. Local producer and video editor Darryl tells us more.
You don't necessarily have to have any kind of certification if you're a hobby. You just have to follow the rules. But in terms of doing anything commercially, which basically means that I still have to follow the same rules as a hobbyist, but going through the exemption with the FAA, it allows me to charge for services.
According to the FAA, 30,000 drones are expected to be licensed by the year 2020. In 2004, George Bush administration began an initiative to end homelessness across the country. In 2006, Tallahassee released its 10-year plan. At the time, over 700 children and adults were experiencing homelessness. Has the plan been working? Tiana Jones has more.
Here in Tallahassee, the numbers of homelessness has increased. According to the Big Bend Coalition, the total number of homeless persons this year alone is 869, which includes 638 adults and 231 youth. Darryl Nunnally has been without a home for 2 years now and says the hardest part is lack of support.
Well, really maintaining, I mean, it's just hard, but hopefully it'll get better.
According to the case manager at the Kearney Center, they've serviced over 2,000 people in the past year and average over 300 people a night. Matthew Totoro explains ways to give back and help decrease these numbers.
Get involved, talk with them. They're human beings. So many people don't want to acknowledge or walk up to someone experiencing homelessness. But get involved with the organizations, Kearney Center, CCYS, Big Bend Homeless Coalition. Working on affordable housing is huge too.
Joshua Sproul believes in order to help others, you must look at yourself first.
So I'd say let's start with ourselves and how we think about the population and try not to lump them all into one box and understand that they're all unique and individual.
There are a total number of 17 homeless shelters in Tallahassee, which provide services 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. According to the Big Bend Homeless Coalition, the main issue of homelessness here in Tallahassee isn't mental disability, isn't substance abuse, it's the lack of affordable housing. With FAMU TV 20, I'm Tiana Jones.
While homeless numbers in general are higher, homelessness is down to just 250 adults and children. According to the state agencies, wait lists for affordable housing is over 2,000 people, and some lists are even closed. Several years ago, redevelopment of Gain Street began. According to city officials, a dozen developments have gone up, with more to come. Despite the success of the project, parking remained an issue. Beginning in 2013, parking meters were placed on Gain Street to raise money for bigger parking facilities. However, as written in the Land Development Code, parking garages were not allowed in the area. To address this issue, an amendment was made to the LDC to allow off-street parking facilities. There is now a garage located next to Madison Social that has solved parking issues. After 4 years of construction, the Orchard Pond Parkway is finally complete. This will mark the first privately built toll road on the state of Florida. It is also the first toll road in Tallahassee. The 5-mile road will connect North Meridian Road to Old Bainbridge Road, connecting the city's far north neighborhoods. Officials say they are expecting between 500 to 1,000 cars a day to use the road, and the toll will start at $1.25 per car. Trump's executive order banning Muslims, will it become law? Find out what has Chinatown the center of New York, all coming up after the break.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do. Yeah, but I don't know where to start.
That's why we're here. We're free, handsome,
I think we're breathtaking.
and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together. Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
And injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. That's very, very, very real.
President Donald Trump's executive order to place a travel ban on 7 majority Muslim countries has affected a lot of people and enraged even more. FAMU student Gaddafi explains how the ban affected his family.
I have family members during that time period that had no way to get here. It was a few family members of mine were planning on making plans to get here, but not during that time frame, but in the future, and I was fearful that they may not be able to get in the States.
As of today, the executive order has been blocked and is still making its way through the House and Senate. The city of New York is a melting pot for all different races and ethnicities, but once a year in February, Chinatown steals the attention of all in the Big Apple. Gabrielle Dawkins has more.
The Chinese New Year marks the start for the Year of the Sheep, and people from all over New York came to Chinatown to take part in this marvelous celebration. Happy New Year, everyone! Confetti, glitter, and people shower the streets of downtown Manhattan to enjoy a holiday that is celebrated by over 1 billion people around the world and dates as far back as the 14th century.
So we were at this cafe, and then we heard a lot of noise and saw a lot of confetti, so we came out here to take a look. But it's quite a dynamic place, and a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of energy.
Hang Hong Tai said that although he is not in China with his family, seeing everyone enjoy the moment brings him a little closer to home.
We use our special, unique way to celebrate New Year and to share this kind of spirit with all the American people. All my friends and family back in China celebrate, they take off and sit around to celebrate New Year while we still work.
During this time of year, it is common to receive red envelopes as a gift from loved ones. A famous saying for the Chinese New Year is Gong Xi Fa Cai, which means congratulations and prosperity for the year to come. For News 20 at 5, I'm Gabrielle Dawkins.
The Chinese New Year is also referred to as the Spring Festival. The cool thing about it, the animal associated with the celebration changes every year. In 2017, it was the year of the monkey. In 2018, it will be the year of the dog. For more information, visit ChineseNewYear.com. 30 years ago, a small group dedicated themselves to maintain Central Park and its massive 800 acres. 35 years later, New Yorkers celebrate the moment with an ice sculpting display and silent disco. Sculpture from Okamoto Studios turned a 6-foot block of ice into a statue of Romeo and Juliet in about 3 hours.
It's a good way to gather a crowd, and I thought the ice sculpture was cool because it was neat to see the technical aspects of putting something like that together. So it was really fun to watch it go from a block of ice to a really pretty statue.
For more events in the massive New York State Park, be sure to visit centralparknyc.org. Coming up, we have Miami Heat highlights, plus find out why people are so against FSU football.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
The more you win, the more people tend to dislike you. Think about LeBron James, the New York Yankees, and apparently the Florida State Seminoles. In a poll conducted by The Spun, Florida State University is currently ranked in the top 10 of most hated programs. You may think this is because of the 10+1 seasons, the 3 ACC championships, or even the 2013 national championship. But no, it's because of the polarizing quarterback Jameis Winston. Off-the-field issues has the FSU legend on the bad side of those who don't bleed garnet and gold. Years after their alleged sexual assault, crab legs heist, and the obscenity incident in the courtyard, those who hate the Noles won't soon forget. However, the fact still remains that the 2013 FSU championship team led by Winston dominated, and doing so landed themselves amongst the most hated programs in the country. Tree-to-Tree ziplining course is a place that is quickly growing in popularity. Ashley Jackson is here to tell us more.
Some people do it for fun, and others to brush up on their skills. 52 acres of native plants and wildlife while zipping through the treetops, soaring through the swamp, and conquering obstacles on one of the Tallahassee Tree-to-Tree Adventures courses at the Tallahassee Museum. Grandmother of a zipliner, Phyllis Rhodes, talks about her grandson's prior experience before taking on the course.
We took them to the mountains last summer, and he ziplined through Nantahala. And we are here on spring break and came out to the Junior Museum because he loves ziplining.
Co-manager of Tree-to-Tree Adventures, Raymond Armstrong, says that weekends are the busiest times and gives us a breakdown of the courses offered in the program.
So most people prefer Soaring Cypress. That's the 2.5 hour, 3 hour long one because it goes out over the swamp and into the lake area. So you go ziplining over water, over animals, all that kind of stuff.
The Tremendous Adventure is for children 39 inches to 60 inches tall and takes approximately 45 minutes to complete. So grab a harness, clip in, and just let go. The Tree-to-Tree Adventures offers 3 different courses to children and adults where you can explore Tallahassee 60 feet off the ground. In Tallahassee, Florida, I'm Ashley Jackson for News 20 at 5.
There are 2 zip lines and 18 treetop challenges with courses for both adults and children. Florida State football is beginning its preparation for their matchup with the University of Alabama. 2 of the most talented football teams in the country will be squaring off, but odd makers believe DeAndre Francois will be the difference maker. Denny Sheridan, a handicapper for Vegas, believes Alabama's defense will be in trouble if they only rush 4 defenders. He continued to compare Francois to the likes of NFL draft pick Deshaun Watson. Sheridan also said anytime Alabama faces a dual-threat quarterback, they typically struggle. He expects much of the same in this matchup. Coming up on the other side of the break, find out how Casey Reese balances school and work to become the feature athlete of the week.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Very few college students are getting married and starting families while still enrolled. Even fewer are providing for other families with leading their baseball team in hitting. I introduce you to Casey Reese, husband, father, and star student athlete.
Well, I married her because she was a friend, and she makes me laugh all the time, and I can see myself in the future with her, and I can trust her. So, and she's gorgeous, so I had to cuff that one, you know.
The typical day for Casey includes handling his responsibilities as a father, going to class, going to practice, then going home to spend some time with his wife. The National Center for Educational Statistics surveyed over 20,000 students, and only 18% reported they were married. Casey will be entering his junior year of college in the fall and will be a key part of the Rattlers baseball team. Well, that's going to do it for our show today. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Brandon Jones.